Now you got Michigan State, and you know how tough-nosed a football team this is. I mean, how do you keep this going, Coach?
Well, that's the challenge, and like every great thing that happens, you got to respond. And I'm not going to lie, I wish this game was the last one of the year and we could enjoy it. But there's a lot of work to be done. And the great thing that we've tried to do always, whether we is make it a one, do our best, come back and play the next game as good as we can. Fortunately for us, we actually started 0-3 and had a loss at home to Eastern Michigan, so it just goes to show you how bad we can. All of a sudden, we beat Ohio State at home the same year, so it shows you that we can play well. So we've got to continue to put in the preparation. Ohio State lost to Iowa last year. 2 weeks later, we went into Iowa at 4-6, and we found a way to beat Iowa. So it happened to them. I think you saw Syracuse last year beat Clemson, who was number 2 in the country. They were sky high, and then after that game, Syracuse lost 5 in a row. So, it easily can happen. We definitely haven't arrived by any means now. We have a lot of work to do, and this Michigan State team is really good. It's at their place, and we will have more than our hands full.
Well, look, I know that you know what you're doing, and you don't need any 2 cents from any outside observers like myself. But one tip is make sure you find out if they've done their arm-in-arm walkthrough from one end of the field to the other before you send your kids out there to warm up. Be careful, because they might show up a little late.
Well, I've heard that, and obviously we want to make sure we adhere to their wishes,
okay,
and hopefully everything works out.
Okay. I just don't want to get you any trouble, but just that these things may happen. These may happen.
No,
although
I saw it as well. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Although you are the only coach in the Big Ten, if maybe not all of college football, that has spent time in the XFL. So I don't know if you saw any of those movements in the XFL back in the day for the Orlando Rage, Coach Brohm.
Well, that was a long time ago, and I'm not going to lie. I coached some football and played some, and it might have been the most fun I ever had playing, so I did have a good time.
Is that right?
It was a lot of fun, without question, so I'm not going to lie to you on that.
What was fun about it?
Well, it was kind of put in to be a fun man came in, and we had cameras on the field in the locker room, and we've had a game in the Citadel, our first game, and there have been a lot of events in history there. And the first game, they said they had sold more alcohol by halftime than any event ever in that venue. So it was a rowdy, wild crowd, and there was a lot of sights you saw in the stands, and it was just a lot of fun. I'm not going to lie.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.